Hey guys, Pat here on day 2 of my Baltimore trip. And it is a little after 8 this morning. I think it's about like 8:20. I am going to go out and grab some breakfast right now. Probably do some sightseeing, and then eventually tonight is the first night of Maryland Death Fest. Yesterday they had like a pre-show thing. I couldn't make it just because they had they weren't selling tickets at the door, so I couldn't make that, which sucks. But today I'm fully ready for Maryland Death Fest, so let's get things started.
So I started my morning off by walking to IHOP. Luckily there was one that was very close by. So I went there, had some pancakes, and then just went about the town. I don't know why, but this statue kind of reminded me of John Lithgow, so I decided to take a video of it.
Shut up, cunt.
Okay, geez, sorry, I'll move on. While walking through their Navy Pier section, I found a nice little park pavilion to check out. So I decided to do that, just because I had nothing else better to do. And over along the side, there's going to be a little bit of a skate park, so that was kind of nice. Up the hill from here was a little dog park. That was nice to see the little doggy running around. Here you can see a pretty sweet mess that was left behind from several ruins ago. As I kept walking, I found this nice little resale shop that was right alongside the museum that was right alongside here. You'll notice that from this tree that you'll be seeing eventually pretty soon. Now this was a pretty sweet little metal display that was sitting outside the museum. This is a whole bunch of musical instruments formed in the form of birds. I found this to be really, really cool, so I had to go check this out for myself. Now perhaps I was playing Elden Ring way too much lately, but this was giving me some severe PTSD. Nearby was a quote-unquote back entrance to Federal Hill, so I decided to scale the hill and check the view out for myself. At the top of this hill was nothing but a park filled with a whole bunch of different memorials and statues, as you're seeing now. And here's that nice, gorgeous view of the pier that I've been longing to see. Really loved how the fact that this actually went right to the ocean as well.
Nice.
Looks like someone had some fun outside, but apparently this was actually a pretty common thing to see. As I still had some time to kill, I decided to check out what was actually considered to be one of the best music and book sale shops around in Baltimore, and that is Protein Records. Right next to Protein Records was a resale shop, kind of something similar to that you see on American Pickers, as you saw the little mermaid shell that was sitting right there. And this is the lovely mannequin that greeted you inside the shop as you walked in. And now here we get to go through the entire shop that you see. It was filled with nothing but books and memorabilia from probably your late 80s childhood nostalgia. Now this little back section right here was pretty cool. This was a little horror shop that they had right in the back, kind of like a little haunted house. I tried my best to get a view of the inside of it and film it for you guys, but I didn't feel like disturbing the one guy that was working there, so I tried my best to peek inside to show you what was in there. I couldn't exactly get the best look. No, stop. I don't want you to paint me. Don't you paint me, John. Now this was a pretty cool little back area that I found, filled with a whole bunch of different Disney posters and statues and what have you. There was even a stage, but unfortunately, the further I went to try and go and film the stage, it was more or less employees only from that point forward, so I had to dip out as soon as I discovered that. Hey, I didn't realize Dad got into politics after beating the crap out of Matt Watson of Super Mega.
Left hook. Dad bot is just set to kill. He's wobbling him. Matt's hurt. His eyes are rolling in the back of his head. This is it.
While I didn't get anything from the store, it was nice to at least check it out. But now, it was time for me to get my wristband and let Maryland Death Fest start. And here it was, Power Plant Live. This is where I was going to be lining up to get my Maryland Death Fest 4-day pass, as well as where I was going to be. That 7-Eleven I just showed off was a godsend, let me tell you. Because after shows that ended here, that 7-Eleven really came in handy later on. The line to even just get these passes was absolutely nuts. Luckily, I got there when I did, because otherwise I would have been standing there a lot longer. But after signing my waiver and waiting in line for a good 15 minutes, I finally got the wristband. I was ready to go. And after grabbing my wristband, I decided to hang out in front of the fountain for a little bit, but that was getting a little too boring for me. So without anything else really to do, I decided to walk over to the Leinenkugel tent and grab myself a pint or two and just sit, kick back, relax, and wait for everything to start. And being the basic bitch that I am, starting Memorial Day weekend, got myself a summer shandy. So, cheers, boys and gals! The tables that you see here didn't last that much longer, because later on in the night, Mortician played before the frontman almost got kicked out at Soundstage. But this was just a nice little area for people to hang, kick back and relax, and wait for all the stuff to start up. Here's a candid shot of the dudes from Immolation. There were actually a lot of famous musicians just walking around, like Dave Davidson of Revocation. This is just one of the instances that I caught them, because Immolation was roaming around the entire place the entire time. So, I am currently back from taking a little break before the show actually gets underway. First band I'm going to see is Putrid Pile, which I believe starts at 6:20. So I'm just going to be taking a little bit of a break right now before I head back to the venues. But yeah, I will come back with vlogs when that happens. See you then. On my walk back to the venue, I decided to stop at the Holocaust Memorial that they have set up. And oh, that is the one of the people from Drawn and Quartered. And I saw this, and someone had said this, and they are absolutely right. This memorial is fucking metal as fuck. And here was Soundstage, where I was going to be spending a good portion of today. And so, it was time for me to go see the first couple of bands, those being Putrid Pile and Skeletal Remains. Quick little fact for myself before I move on to Skeletal Remains. I had no idea that Putrid Pile was a one-person project. I had always heard about some Putrid Pile, but I had never actually seen or really listened to this stuff at all. So seeing that this was a one-person band actually really intrigued my interest. That was actually really cool. After Skeletal Remains, I decided that I needed to get some dinner. So I stopped over into the Tin Roof to get some dinner. And here it is, the only bit of food porn you're gonna see in this entire vlog series. Some Nashville hot tenders. Like most people at the fest, this guy partied a little too hard, a little too early. And the award for most out-of-place couple goes to... Eventually came the one band that I actually wanted to see on Thursday, Frizzy to Fulci. be perfectly honest, I was kind of expecting some Lucio Fulci films to be playing in the background as Frizzy was playing. Maybe that's just because I'm so desensitized by going to some Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts concerts where they would be playing cutscenes in the background. But nevertheless, this was actually really cool. And he didn't stick to just the horror movie aspect, as he also did some of Lucio Fulci's Western stuff. Even had Frizzy singing some of the stuff himself. That was actually a really good sight to behold. And with that, Thursday was wrapped up. So now it was time to head back to the hotel and rest up for Friday. Another easy day, but still, this was just the beginning of what it could be the final Maryland Death Fest.